Hello, my darlings. How are you guys? We are doing fantastic. And the first half of the crew, well, everybody else has gone over to my sister-in-law's, and I'm just waiting for our darling um, little lady to get off work, and then I'm going to pick her up and we're going to roll on down. And I was just kind of thinking about, 2023 sounds crazy to say. Back when we were kids, we were like, oh, it's going to be the Jetsons, And yeah, well, anyway, certainly some medical advancements. And at the same time, it's like almost back to the dark ages in the blink of an eye, it's crazy. So, and I was just thinking how, with everything going on in the world, multiple streams of income, it's going to be very, very important, to be able to live off the grid as much as possible, grow your own food, all these different things. I think having a well would be very, very helpful. And I was just thinking of some goals. After staying in the cabin, I told my husband I really, really, really want to get a piece of property like that and just rent it out, and I think that's fantastic. And for our oldest son, I was telling him, as you're getting ready to buy your own house and whatever, I want you to get a piece of property that you can rent out. Like, the younger they can start, the better. Having multiple sources of income is the way to go. I'm also going to finish my book this year. That's my goal. And originally it was going to be how to be a wife, but I think that what we really need out here is something like how to be a traditional wife in a modern world, something like that. So like the first part of it could be, all the preparation. So even young girls could read it, mothers could read it with their daughters, college age girls, high school age girls, whatever. The preparation part of how to be a lady, all the things about chastity, purity, everything that's countercultural right now, and encouraging that. Then the second half would be how to actually be a traditional wife, and all different circumstances you may face and things like that. Priorities, your household, all that kind of stuff, and really just how to love your husband, like a how-to guidebook for dummies, basically, is kind of what I'm thinking. And something that people can really put to use. And, I was telling my daughter that it doesn't have to cost a fortune. It could be like a $10 paperback that I can sell on Amazon and just get it out to as many people as possible. It'd make a great gift. So I've already got some of the book written, so I'm going to just tweak it, adjust it, and I think that's what I want to do. And that could be my contribution to society, my family even, because it helps. My husband doesn't want me to stress work and things like that, but this is something I can do that's productive, that could actually help people and help our family. Why not? So, because the market, everything is just not what it used to be. And yeah, more than one way to, support your family, help your family is a good thing. And also be an example for your children on different things that they can do in their life. Oh my goodness. Oh, she wants to play chase around the shed. That's so cute. Anyway, this Mama's Christmas present is so pretty. Yeah. Anyway, oh, they're getting rowdy. Oh my goodness. So, what else? Obviously, taking the fitness to another level. And my darling sweet master yesterday, I don't know, attended a tour at the gym or something. I'm not entirely sure. He had injured his arm earlier this year, which is why we stopped going to the gym. And we thought it was healed because he took a whole bunch of time off, more time than he's taken in I don't know how long. Anyway, we're all doing so good, but we'll see. I have to get him an MRI, check how it's doing. Of course, he's still going. He's just doing everything that doesn't use that part of his arm. God bless his soul. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. God bless him. So that's not fun. But anyway, so gym goals, health, continue on no smoking, no drinking, just got to keep going with that. It'll be a year January. So that's really exciting. And really just continue to work on keeping control of my mind, not allowing, myself to get caught up with all these images and all these things that, have been comparing myself to and all that. And just be happy. Be happy while I make progress. That's really the most important thing. I always remind myself, how would I want my kids to feel? I wouldn't want them to be like, oh, I'm not like this person, I'm not like that person. And somehow I feel like, oh, it's different because I'm an older woman and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, for sure, it is the reality of life. However, so grateful that I chose to give my youth and the best of what I had to my husband when we were younger, and just continue to give him everything I've had all these years and love him unconditionally. And the rewards and the benefits and his love back to me has just been like my dream come true, like all I ever wanted in my life. And I'm very, 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 very grateful for that. So I'm just going to keep on trucking. He still loves me. We made it through. To me, it was a very difficult time for me, and I'm keep on pressing. And he's going to help me get on some natural, bioidentical hormones so that I could like balance out my levels better, because they are at like the bottom of the barrel right now. So that explains a lot about my emotions. Had trouble sleeping, the weight, having such a hard time losing weight. And those were the main things. I don't have any issues with my sex drive. I don't have any hot flashes or anything like that, but the other stuff is there, and the blood work shows that it is at the bottom. So, who wants to live like that? Anywho, so I should put all that in the book too. Just preparing for different seasons of your life, and before you're pregnant, when you're pregnant, after you're pregnant, having little kids at home. How do you overcome all these challenges? And then as you get older, I was kind of waiting, because now our kids are almost out of the nest. They've got a few more years to go, but they're adults. Everyone's over the age of 18 now. Shh. And it is a different season. And then being the age that I'm at also, starting to, I guess technically transitioning, even though I still have a regular cycle and blah, blah, blah. But the doctor said once your levels are that low, you are at the beginning stages of like, eventually you'll get to the point where your cycle's so irregular, and then it just will go away for like a whole year. And then the regular doctor way was, then they put you on their hormones, big pharma stuff, which that's a no. So anyhow, yeah, we really have to educate ourselves. Otherwise, if we leave ourselves to the medical system, hey, they'll make us miserable and make it worse than it was. And I can only imagine how many marriages break up because of these different transitions and what's going on. And the man doesn't understand her even more than normal, and she doesn't understand herself more than normal, and it's just misery. It's like, no, thank you. So you really have to be aware of what your body is going through, what's going on. So yeah, yay, I'm going to work on all that. And just continue to try to help each child develop, whatever their goals are, and what's the next step in their life, and all these different personal goals that each of them have. And just, enjoy the quality time. I need to work on teaching them to cook more, especially my daughter, and things like that. But other than that, I think we're doing pretty well on track, and very grateful. And the other thing I would say is that I have to go back to leaving certain people alone that just refuse. Maui, don't lick your paws, baby. No. Refuse to change. And they're self-destructive, and to me, they've abandoned their children, and that is your number one responsibility, duty, when you have children. well, your husband technically, if you're married, then your children. But if you're not married, those children, that's it. That comes before your happiness or your whatever pleasures and uh, whatever other satisfaction you're trying to get out of life. It's like, it's just beyond. I get so upset about it, so it's whatever. Anyway, what else, guys? I don't know. Just super, super happy and very, very grateful. Yeah, I don't know. There's plenty of stories and definitely got some smacks lately. I was very happy about that. So, it's good. And I guess I would just say that, everything is a work in progress. And I think that women give up too quickly and too easily in their relationships. They think that there's these things that come up that are like impossible to overcome, and that's not true. Almost anything's overcomable, if that's a word. Yeah. And sometimes you need some help, and you got to make sure that you go to the right source. Because other people will be quick to say, yeah, you deserve better, yada, yada, yada. But if women, what they need to realize that, yes, they're a prize when they're young and they're hot, and that's great, but they have to think wisely how to invest what they have into a good-willed man, because really he's the prize. He's going to increase in value, and resources and everything else. And there's more women than there is men. Although I was talking to my mom about the fact that there are a whole group of men between 18 and 30 just checking out. And who can blame them? I was trying to explain to my mom that everything is for women. Scholarships, grants, blah, 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 incentives, the yada, yada, yada. So men are like, why should I bother? Society uses and abuses me. They don't care about me. So why should I care about participating in society? God bless. I can't blame them whatsoever. And I said that they need more grants for trade schools and things. So many people are not, college is just like, it's like a continuation of high school, learning the same stuff over and over and over again, with a few variations, with a few new things. And it's just like, you would think that the education system would teach you some more valuable things. They don't teach children how to have rental properties, how to invest their money in different things, how to grow their own food, just all the things that actually would benefit you in society. They just keep drilling the same nonsense and propaganda over and over and over again. So it is very frustrating. Teach you nothing about stoicism or, just amazing teachings from leaders of the past. Everything is just propaganda, pushing their agendas and apparently trying to confuse children as much as possible so that they will not reproduce, and instead just become guinea pigs for the medical establishment to try out drugs and surgeries and whatever else. And I saw a new thing, I think I made a screenshot of it, how women in their 30s are like the largest group of people on antidepressants. And I wonder why, because they've been told education, school, career, most important things in your life. And then they're 30 something. And now most women I know that are in their 30s are struggling to get pregnant, need IVF and all these things. And I'm telling you, it starts at 28. But, most of them are waiting till they're 30 to try to get pregnant. And they're lucky if they have one child. A few of them get really, really lucky and have two children. And some of them can't get pregnant at all. So, it's just... And first of all, you need a husband. And if they've put off relationships for so long, or trying to settle down with a husband, then they are having a heck of a time trying to find somebody. And then they find out that there's a huge difference between guys that'll holler at you and come over and have sex with you, or, hang out with you, versus marry you and want to take care of you and, put a child in you and things like that. So, and dating apps are, like, I don't even know. It's a jungle out there. I have no idea. It's crazy. So, yeah, and I know, because I feel like people are aging slower than they used to, look better for longer and things like that. But the fertility in the biological clock does not change just because you can get fillers and injections and do yoga and whatever. Your body still works the same regardless. So that's why it's like, 30 is not young anymore. It's really not for marrying. Um, so that's why, 18, 19, 20 to 25 is right there. That's your best years for sure. It doesn't mean it's impossible, at 30, but you're definitely fighting an uphill battle. And that's why they call it the baby rabies, because once it hits, that's all they can think about. It's like, I've got to have a baby. I got to have a baby. And, that sets up all kinds of bad situations, whether it's getting pregnant on purpose without the man knowing, or, stop taking birth control. You get holes in condoms. You've got just, jacking people's semen, getting themselves pregnant, say, I'm going to be a single mom and all this kind of nonsense. And it is really definitely a mess. So I don't know. I'll write this book this year. That is definitely my goal. And hopefully get it into the hands of as many young ladies as possible, to encourage them. They will be of much more sound mind all the way around, healthier, by not participating in the ho hookup culture that's going on, and collecting bodies and everything that's going on, as best as possible, trying to fight these awful, what would you call it, ideologies, the storylines that women have been telling themselves about being boss chicks and blah, 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 and all this independent yada, yada, and how you do need a man in your life for a plethora of reasons, and you need his leadership, guidance, support, protection all through your life. You guys need to make it together, and the benefits for you, for your children, for future generations, and to that man, if you do it properly and you don't screw him over, then everybody wins. And it's not perfect, it's not easy, but it's so worth it. So yep, that's all my rambling for today. And I know that, side note, Jesus wasn't born tonight, December 24th, 25th. I believe it actually was the springtime. And for whatever reason, pagan holiday, whatever, got set up today. To me, I was just like, well, I think we should celebrate Christ's birth every day. And the beauty of the whole, like, joy of giving, not the commercialism, but the spending time with family, purposefully worshiping God and just taking the time out to be in awe of his coming to this earth, and the whole story behind his birth, without it being December 25th, but everything else about it is beautiful. And there's just so much darkness and awful things in the world. So, I'm not going to rain on people's parades and be like, it's not really his birthday, and you shouldn't be celebrating today and all these kind of things. It's like, well, just love your family, love God, do the best you can, and just be aware. I think you should know, that what the truth is, but doesn't mean, in my opinion, humbly, that you can't still get together with your family and celebrate and yada yada, and enjoy that time, because tomorrow's not promised. And every day people just losing their minds and not waking up and this, that, and the other. So every opportunity that I get to celebrate something, I do. I'm very, very big on congratulating and celebrating and just enjoying the good moments of life, because there are so many hard times. The good times are what make it worth it and able to deal with all the hard things that we do have to deal with. So, and many people are alone, and God bless you if you're alone and you're sad, and that's understandable. Many people get very depressed this time of year, and all I could say is, I don't know, hopefully you believe in a higher power. I don't believe we just morphed from a amoeba in the ocean. Nature and science shows that, there's an intelligent designer that created everything. Certainly this is not all an accident. And believing that you have a purpose and you have hope, and whatever would bring you fulfillment in life, maybe volunteering, men's advocacy, or if you're a woman, and you don't have children or whatever, just volunteering, big sister, big brother, big sister, whatever, something. Usually if you give back in some way, it really, really helps you overcome or fight through depression, feeding the homeless, anything. There's veterans that need support and care and love and whatever. So, there's many, many different ways to give back, and it really, really does fill your heart with something good, and you sow these seeds, which are good. And then just set some goals for yourself for next year. And I know a lot of people don't like to do New Year's resolutions, and that's okay. I do believe that it's a marker to check, give yourself a report card. How did I do in these categories? And what can I do better? It doesn't have to be like a whole, my New Year's resolution is blah, blah, blah. But quarterly we should check, monthly, weekly. Those are things that successful people do. They keep track, they keep a journal, they keep notes, they make plans, they write it down. And it's very helpful. Helps you stay on track and even see where you might be slipping in the same area or making certain mistakes over and over again that you can look and correct. And it's good. Why not? And none of us are stuck. I think Jim Rohn said something like, you're not a tree. You can change your life. You don't have to stay stuck in one place. And that's very true. At any time, we can change our minds about something that we're doing or something that we want to do, and just do it. And we have the wealth of knowledge right here on our phones, for heaven's sake. And in plenty of amazing books that were written down at the library, which are free. You've got Think and Grow Rich. You have The Richest Man in Babylon. I have both of those. You have How to Win Friends and Influence People, which is another really good one. There's a whole bunch. Of course, the Bible is full of so many stories, parables, lessons, lots of good stuff. So there's more, but those are the few that come off the top of my head. Anyway, I've been talking way too long, but I love you guys. Merry Christmas Eve and Merry Christmas tomorrow. I hope everybody can do something that shares love, spreads love, stay safe, stay warm, and just don't give up. Tomorrow, if we wake up tomorrow, it's always a new day and a new chance. And you can make it whatever you want it to be. And I will take my own advice and do the same. Amen. So love you guys. And just thank you for being there with me through all these different trials and changes. And, I can't remember when I started my channel, my first channel, but that was quite a few years ago. And it's definitely been a transformation and a journey, striving to do better always, and sharing the lessons, the mistakes, everything that I learned along the way with whoever is willing to hear and learn and help you guys, do better, because life is about relationships, at least especially for women, but if done right, it's a blessing to men also. So, all right, love you guys. Have a great weekend. All right, ciao.